Howdy, howdy.
Howdy.
So, today we're going to be talking about a word that I swear has lost all meaning on social media, and that word is authenticity.
Oh, yes. I think it's the most overused, misused, and weaponized word in the spiritual community.
Absolutely. You know, what's fascinating to me is how confidently people assign it to others, as if they could possibly know who someone is from a curated square on a screen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, suddenly everyone is the high priestess of detecting fake energy.
Hmm. So, somewhere along the way, I think authenticity became something that people think that they can measure in others.
Yeah, like possibly a checklist or something. Like, do they look raw enough, emotional enough, or even unfiltered enough?
Yep, exactly. Sorry about the dogs. It happens.
Yep.
Social media is not reality. It is a curated experience. Even when someone is being as real as they can be, you are still only seeing a slice.
Yeah, and I think people forget that choice doesn't equal deception. Just because someone chooses what to share doesn't mean they're fake.
Exactly.
I think this is going to be a doozy because I myself have even used this language. I mean, I probably still will use this language.
Well, we grow and we change, don't we?
Yes.
I mean, it's like when we're viewing somebody else, we don't allow them to change their mind. We don't allow them to,
Yeah.
have learned from their previous lessons.
Yep. I agree.
Or let's just talk about some of the things that we see that
Right.
might happen, common statements.
Yeah. Absolutely. Things we've said ourselves.
Exactly. Because I know that everyone that's listening has seen these, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yep.
So you're not an authentic witch because you're too aesthetic. That's me puking in my mouth a little bit.
um. Yeah. You can't be an honest reviewer if you were sent the product.
Right.
Mm. Yeah, we just watched a video not too long ago, I think, about that where somebody complained about selling PR decks, but isn't when you are doing a review, it's also a service for the creator.
Absolutely. You are doing a service. Nothing is for free. Okay.
Yeah,
Let's get
it's
that
your
out of our
time.
heads.
Yeah, it's your time. It's your energy that you're putting in. Not only because you might be grateful, but maybe it's a contract also.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. It's an exchange of products or payment for service. So if you go and you do your job,
Hmm.
let's say, oh, I don't know, any job, okay? I don't want to pinpoint,
Right,
but
right.
any job. And then let's say you got paid a certain amount of money, then you turned around and you spent that money on something. Now, does that mean if you turn around and sell that item, because let's say you no longer need that item in your business or whatever,
Hmm.
and or you want to upgrade to something different, or you just no longer resonate with that item,
Yeah,
is
plain and
that
simple.
unethical? Is should somebody else be able to tell you what's ethical, what you do for your time, how you spend your money with the job that you do?
No, no, and I think we should probably come that back to that too, because I think authenticity takes on a whole new perspective when you're looking at it. Like what you said earlier, is it just you know being raw makes you authentic? I don't think so.
Right, right. They say, can somebody be honest if they're sent a product? Well, first of all, let me just say, as somebody that has been sent many products, I have no need to lie about something. First of all, because I don't just have people send me products, I choose what I want sent to me. Right there is a huge indicator that I'm going to like it.
Right.
Secondly, if I want it in my tarot collection and
Mhm.
if I've asked for it, or if they say, okay, these are the options, because I have turned down quite a few as well. Okay, that's something that you don't see behind the scenes. But if you ask many reviewers, if they didn't do that, well, I'm sorry, because that was a bad experience for you. But if you did have control over what you chose to review or not review, why would you take something into your collection that you didn't want to begin with in order for a review? Because that's your payment for it.
Right. All of a sudden you become an affiliate of something and you're not authentic anymore. That I don't agree with that. I think that myself, I'm an affiliate on TikTok and I go through and I pick the samples that I know that I'll like. And then they send me those samples for free. Sometimes I buy them and then if I sell it, I get a refund. So it's still a service that I
Right.
am extending to that creator or the person that is responsible for that product that I just received. So I usually pick those out for myself because I am very curious. So yeah, I absolutely get that. And who cares if I get a kickback from that or I make money off that? It's my time.
Well, why would somebody see that as somebody being inauthentic or a grifter or
I
whatever you want to call it?
don't
First of
know.
all,
I
why
don't.
do you care? Why do you
Yeah.
care?
Why
Should
do you
I know what you spend all your money on because of what you do for your job? That's just
right?
ridiculous.
Yeah, under the guise
Secondly,
of under the guise of caring about your community, I'm going to make fun of you for these things that I don't like about you.
I
And
wonder if that's not the real grift. Now,
yeah,
let me just also say something. At what point do you think that you can trust somebody that gets something in review that wants something for their collection? How can you, as somebody that's watching from the outside, judge, or what makes you think that you can judge a character better than somebody that's maybe getting a certain deck because they think that they're going to get some views off of it? Maybe they didn't want it. How do you know that the reviews that they did was honest just because they paid for it with their own money? There can always be agenda. And another thing, how do we know that somebody that is doing reviews really good for all the decks that they're doing isn't doing it because they want to hopefully become a reviewer? So
yeah,
that could also skew the way that they do reviews. My point is, stop judging, stop pointing fingers. And another thing that I wanted to say in regards to that, I did watch, this said video,
uh-huh,
which was just disappointing when you see all of the people that are responding that
yeah,
agreed. But I
sa-
did look a little bit deeper into that. And the majority of the people that are responding with all that hate and judgment
mhm,
do not have channels. They do not create videos.
yeah,
So they're hate watchers, okay?
yeah,
Because the majority of people that I've seen that responded
yeah,
would not know what it feels like to be in the other side of that. So
right.
how can you judge somebody's authenticity when you've never been there yourself?
That right there is key. It's like anybody that assumes someone else's authenticity, again, keyword assume. You're never gonna know unless you are filling their shoes authentically because you're just that's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
Yes. Yes. So also, um, you're not an authentic witch because you're too aesthetic. Really?
Right. Yeah, I know. I know. We just saw something like that in someone else's comment section.
Do you have some sort of like 100% remote viewing ability that you are looking into every second of somebody's life to be able to determine whether or not they're using those said items that look really cool? Or isn't there such a thing as glimmer magic? Isn't there such a thing as setting your environment like, I don't know, rituals? Or is that just all fake also? I mean, we're getting really, really stupid in some of our comments. We're not really thinking them through, is what I think.
Yeah, I
That's
think
my
so.
opinion.
I think so. Somebody's triggered by something and then they just respond from that place. And it's unfortunate because I mean, I think we've talked about it. When you become an adult, and I don't think we truly become a enlightened adult until way later, until we've actually taken a look at our own patterns. But I mean, you learn to not respond from those triggers. It's like you try to take a look at yourself and be accountable. To me, that's what it means to truly become an adult, because we can be older, but that
Yeah.
doesn't make us wise.
No, it doesn't. It's experience and
Yeah.
applied wisdom, which, you know,
Yeah, absolutely.
another thing really quick on that video and somebody grifting you as
Yeah.
far as honesty and reviews and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Are we taking one really important thing out of the mix here? And it's kind of like what you said. If you're a discerning adult,
Hmm.
who is accountable for how you spend your money? Who's accountable for the choices that you make in your life? Is it the person that's showing a deck, or is it you?
Yeah, you are the one that is accountable for your FOMO.
And for the choices that you make, how you spend
Yeah.
your money.
Yeah.
If you feel, because like I said, and I take full accountability for this. I
Mhm.
have been more persuaded, not that it's the other person's fault. We are in the tarot community, for goodness sakes.
I know, right?
You're going to see tarot decks. You're going to see the way people work with their decks. But
Yeah.
I am more influenced by somebody that's been working with it for a year, not a reviewer. Not a reviewer that talks about all of like how it reads, the card stock. No, I am more influenced by the way that somebody worked with something. But again, that's still on me. I have to take, as an adult, full
Yeah.
accountability. If I'm not a very aware person, am I? That's just
No,
my own thoughts on that.
no, and pretty much when I see those types of videos now, I'm like, I just laugh because I think that you know, I don't let something like that negate how I'm going to move forward. If that person doesn't like what I do, well then I mean, okay.
I know, right?
Alrighty then. Good for you.
If
Because
we're
but
talking about a grift, though, let's be honest. Is the grift really trying to get views and comments and
exactly.
subscribers
But
because people are really in that negative frame right
yeah,
now?
that's what I'm saying. That's the part that saddens me, is that not everybody can do that. Not everybody can laugh that off. They're going to know, oh, shoot, I wonder if she's talking about me. I'm going to go and
Oh,
look at my stuff. I better take that wish list off. Come on. No, don't do anything because you're afraid of them talking about you. No,
yeah.
don't worry about it because I
Actually, I'm
mean,
thinking about putting one up now. So,
yeah, I don't think I've ever asked anybody to go look at my wish list. My daughter said, "Mom, why don't you put a wish list on there? Because you do a lot of readings for free, and it would just be a nice way for somebody to give back if they wanted to, or just the stuff that you put on." And I thought, you know what, that's a really good idea. And so I did.
exactly.
Nobody has bought me anything off of that wish list, but I will tell you that I have bought people stuff off of their wish list for that reason right there.
And do
Because
you feel like you're being taken for a ride, that you were
no, not at all. I
grifted out of
feel like,
something because you, in your goodness of your heart, wanted to give to somebody else?
yeah, to show them that I really appreciate them. Exactly. That's it. And so for somebody to come out and say something like that, oh, that's group. Oh my
That's so
God.
desperate. If you liked this video and you
Uh-huh.
watched it to the end, can you please share this? How's that any different?
That's what I mean.
It's
Gosh.
really
That's
stupid.
why I
You're
laugh.
on social media, for God's sakes.
That's
Read the
why I laugh.
room. Read the
Exactly.
social media.
Hmm. Yeah.
Sorry.
It's
I'm
just,
just passionate about stupid shit.
yeah. Yeah. Yes, exactly. So Yeah, what are some other things that we've heard?
Oh, you're a fake tarot reader if you don't use these meanings, or if you're not certified through this particular place.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I know I've heard that. If you monetize your channel, you're only in it for the money.
Okay, as somebody who's been monetized for several years now, let me break it down for you, okay? I maybe make $100 right now because I only am doing like maybe 4 videos a month.
Mhm.
I maybe make $100 in a year. I'm grifting you guys.
Mhm. Oh my gosh, sis. Yes, you are.
Shame on me. But
I'm not
here's
monetized.
the real thing about it. Guess what? You don't have to be in the partner program or monetized in order to have ads run on your channel. Okay.
Exactly.
So
That's yep.
why shouldn't I make a tiny little fraction of that if I'm the one making the material and people are
Yep.
coming back and back and back for me? Okay.
Yep.
So, and also, it's so easy for you to judge if you think somebody's monetizing, but just because they have ads on their channel doesn't mean they're monetizing. So I can't wait until that happens on your channel and people say, oh, well, wait a minute. I thought you said this about monetizing,
Yeah.
even if you're not. Huh.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just like,
I guess
hey,
people
whatever.
that
I mean,
know better, do better.
no.
Yeah.
I mine probably looks like it is, but it's not. I put more time and energy into TikTok because it's a lot easier with my schedule. Every now and again I get time, but I like to, because I care about the content on my channel, I put a lot of time and effort into one video. And the way life has been going for me lately, I haven't had that time. So, but I don't put a lot of, you know what I mean? Because I'm not monetized, so I'm not really worried about it, you know? So,
But if you are on, not everybody, this is why I've said all the way from the very beginning of my channel, when
mhm.
people would ask me, you know, whether or not they should start a channel, I always say, go back to your why. Why do you want to have a channel?
Yeah.
Why somebody wants to have a channel can look different for everybody. Maybe
Mhm.
they want to be a reviewer, so they do really good reviews
Oh,
on
yeah.
the decks that they already have in their collection, even if they've had it for 10 years, in the hopes that they're going to become a reviewer.
Yeah.
Maybe they want to make money and have a little side hustle because let's face it, we live in a commercial
Oh my
world
gosh, it's
where you
gas
have to pay rent. I
4.79
mean,
a
let's be
gallon.
realistic. Do you go to your job and expect other people not to pay you?
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
you got bills, don't you?
Yes. And like I said, gas is at 4.79 a gallon.
Oh,
Come
it's
on.
$5 here. Five
Oh,
dollars now.
oh my gosh.
Yep, five
Yeah.
dollars a gallon.
Well, I'll make a video and put a couple if I was monetized, maybe I could put a gallon of gas in my car.
Um, right.
Woohoo!
It's just really ridiculous. The
It is.
things that come out of people who are just hateful and judgmental. And I am judgmental. Okay. I am
Well, so am I.
extremely judgmental
Yeah.
person of judgmental people.
I'm also a hypocrite because I've said all this shit before. I've honestly said it. But I'm trying to be a little bit more accountable for my being a hypocrite, and you know what I'm saying? It's like, and that's not going to say I'm not going to get triggered tomorrow. It's being able to observe yourself in all of it. You know,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah. Be honest with yourself,
Yes,
right? I
yeah,
can't tell you what your true intentions are, just like you
no,
cannot tell me what my true intentions
no,
are.
no.
That's the whole bit of it.
Yep, yep. But I'm not going to support you in the comment section for being an asshat either.
Exactly right. And I do see who's replying.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
we see it, and that's we're not we're a divided community, and then to me, it's no different than a politician. I feel like, let's point out what the other side's doing, but
Mhm.
follow me for more. because,
Right. I love you so much that I'm going to show you how you're doing this wrong. Okay?
yeah,
You're
yeah.
bad. You're
I'm gonna watch
bad.
your stuff and see what I can make fun of you about
Hmm.
because
This
I'm
is this
too.
is turning into a bitch session.
I'm could apologize, but again, I just see, because I am sorry for if it's coming off that way. Honestly, it's just I'm just so sick of supporting asshats and then watching people support it because no, I mean, just stand up for yourself. If you don't like it, say it because really what harm is going to happen if you come out and you say, I don't like this. Honestly, no different than what she's doing. You know what I'm saying? It's no different.
Uh-huh.
Just if you want to do that, fine. But why not just worry about yourself? Just worry about yourself. I'm trying to be a little bit more accountable for the shit I say and do. And this video or this podcast might seem a little hypocritical, but it's because I'm
It
tired of
is.
the
We're
division.
hypocritical.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to give myself an excuse and you can either like it or not, or put it in the comments. I, I am tired of seeing us judge each other for being different. I'm just tired of it. Who wants to go to a community where everybody is the same? I
Right.
enjoy the differences, and I'm never going to know if you're authentically different or if you're just, doing something because you're hoping for some kickback or what. I'm not going to know that. And so I'm not worried about it. I'm not stressing myself out about it. I'm not, all right, let's get real. No,
Oh, all this AI talk, I am seeing people getting ripped apart because here's the thing.
mhm,
If a person tells you that they haven't used it, and
mm,
all your might, you know damn well that they have because you know everything, right?
mhm.
You
Yep.
know that they have. Now, don't get me wrong. I think if you've used it, I think
Yeah,
you should say that you've used it.
I do
But
too.
in this community, I understand why they don't because people bully, they rip other people apart, they
Yeah.
judge,
Yep.
they make
Yep.
whole videos, they form groups around boycotting people that are just trying to also do their, buy what calls
Yep.
to them or, do their own thing. This is the spiritual community that we're in, okay? So I understand that. But when you start, and I see it, and I seen it under that video also,
Mhm.
pointing fingers at people that say that they didn't use AI and saying, I know that they did. And other people going, no, you didn't read it well enough. But that's how it all starts. You
Yeah.
stop trusting everybody and start pointing fingers at everybody. What does
Mhm.
that accomplish?
Yeah. It's one of those things. I do agree. We should just be honest about it. But you're right. How are you going to know? So
I
do you
mean, let's
just,
be honest.
if you
If
like
you
it,
want
you
to,
like it. If you
if
don't,
you
you don't.
sorry, yes. If you want to point fingers at people for being less spiritual because they use AI art or AI anything, they're
Mm.
not real artists and shit like that, why don't you lift up your artist who just made a video for you? Why don't you put their name in the same size print right next to yours on the video or, I mean, on the product? Why
Yeah.
not have all of their information in the Kickstarter? Just like people are so friggin' hypocritical. It kills me. Why
Yeah.
aren't you doing a whole bunch to lift up your artist?
Yeah. I
Because
felt
God
that
knows
way.
artists don't get paid enough. I don't make enough money off of what I create. That is my vision 100% in
Yep.
order to pay somebody else to try to come up with mine maybe 2 years later. Okay.
Sis, I've heard that same argument because it was the same with my deck. I am an artist, but
Yep.
I didn't have the money or the patience of my own because the deck was not about the art. I was pleasantly surprised by what I got out of Canva, but I was very much invested in the message, which
Right.
was all about the ACE study, which is adverse childhood events. That's what that deck is about. So, because I didn't have to hire an artist, I was able to sell it for a decent price. You know what I mean? Even with the creation of the book and selling it on Amazon. And I hear that same um,
In a
argument.
timely manner too.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And I also hear that same argument or response from people that they are they don't have the money to pay an outside artist, and because they don't want to have to like try to convince somebody of their vision, which is
Right.
pretty much we see what happened to Pamela Coleman Smith with her contribution. She was pretty
Um,
much just canceled out. It wasn't until after her death and years later that she got the recognition that she deserved. So, I mean, yeah, you're right. It's a very hypocritical stance. If anything, why didn't he just, do it himself then? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, if we want to be fully transparent, I want to know how much you paid your artist. I
Yeah.
want to know, how are you promoting your artist?
Yeah, because most just go on a commission. I've done that. I've created art on commission where I just got paid for the piece, and
Yeah,
now,
and how much are they getting paid? What kind of contract do you have? Are you lifting them up? Are you really promoting them, or are you promoting your own self? At the same
yeah,
time as you're saying that other people are not artists because they're doing it themselves with a new tool.
yep, absolutely.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
That sounds like it's competition. Okay. That doesn't sound like it's an ethical situation to me. Because guess
Absolutely.
what? I'm an artist. You
Yes.
can say I'm not an artist, but artist is about expression.
Yes, it is. It absolutely.
If we're going to be
Well,
authentic, let's be authentic.
that's where the labels get muddled is traditional art. There are not everyone is a traditional artist. They are a different type of artist. What you're creating is different. You know what I'm saying? And so
Yeah.
people get hung up and they leave that word traditional out, and all of a sudden no one's an artist. And that is a very superior, I'm superior. You know what I
No
mean?
superiority. I'm an elitist.
Yeah.
Just because you don't do it the way that I do it, you're not valid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, we're kind of getting off subject here with just, centering on it, but it goes into the whole authenticity. And again, you know, um, like,
Transparency.
yeah, artists are expressing themselves. We express ourselves here on our platform. We are expressing ourselves everywhere. And really, just to, if we want to get into the ethical point of it, is the fact that even a digital upload or someone that is using fake eyelashes and the whole video is tracking their movements is
That's AI.
ethically unethically using AI and not disclosing it. It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
It is.
Photoshop, if it's especially because do some research. If it's got to track your movements, it's no different than generative AI as far as what it's doing to the environment.
Yup. Yeah.
And just being, watching Netflix. If you're streaming that's one of the highest consumptions right there. And
Yeah.
so if you're uploading a video and it's being streamed, you're also part of the problem. So let's get into the ethical part of it, shall we? No, don't cherry pick the truth. Come on.
Yeah. So if you don't show your altar, you're not a real witch.
It's
Yeah.
personal.
But the other side of that is the other argument is what?
If it looks too perfect, it's probably staged or it's fake.
You're just a social media witch. Really?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's all about the aesthetics. That's all I
Oh.
care about. That's why, I sometimes wear makeup, sometimes I don't.
It's like no matter what you do,
Yeah, someone's
you
gonna.
can never win because people just, it's tall poppy syndrome. That's
Yes,
what it
absolutely.
is.
Yeah, definitely tall
If
poppy.
you don't know what tall poppy syndrome is, watch our previous episode.
Yeah.
It'll break that down for you too.
Yep, absolutely. So yeah, you can't win no matter what you do. So, this is the trap. No matter what you do, someone could call it inauthentic.
Yep.
So why are
It-
we worrying about that?
Exactly. If you're polished, you're fake. If you're raw, you're performative.
Oh, yeah. That's the biggest thing that gets to me is, we've talked about this previously. The algorithm really pushes that shit,
The
you know?
performative stuff and the raw
Yeah.
stuff and
Yeah.
the decisive stuff
Yeah. Yeah.
absolutely does the
Yep.
negative stuff that keeps people divided.
Yep.
Why? I've
And then,
talked about this in Patreon. Why?
yes,
Why does
so
it
if
do
you're
that?
not, people assume that you're love and light. That kills me. It's
Oh,
like,
good
I don't think
God.
I've found one person that I follow that I might assume that about, that just comes right out and says, "I'm just love and light." Where do you get
Right.
that from? You're just making another assumption that they're love and light. And I get,
So,
if you're successful, you've changed. We talked about that in the tall poppy. If you're struggling, you're trauma dumping.
mhm. So
Maybe.
authenticity becomes this moving target that's actually based on what makes the viewer feel comfortable, right?
Right. Ooh, that's a big one too, because I remember it was a meme, but it was, I don't know how factual it was, but scientists trying to measure something, put a measurement on it. So our frequency, right? So authenticity, and this was one of the things, like I said, that buzzword has come out of my mouth hundreds of times. I couldn't even, probably way more than that, because I'm like, "Ooh, yes, are they authentic?" Pointing the finger, authentic. Nope, not authentic. Yeah, I'm authentic. Yeah, but the
Right.
frequency is supposed to be higher. And personally, I think that's just because you are accepting of who you are. But accepting doesn't mean just, oh, I can be shitty sometimes. So guess what? I'm just going to be shitty. No, I think that it's an actual authentic, and this is just my opinion, is, understanding those parts, being accountable for them. So actually observing yourself, because otherwise, how do you know, right? If you don't know yourself, you really don't know if you're being authentic. And so when you're talking about frequency and understanding that, I think that it really is a true statement that you're going to resonate with someone that's on that same frequency. So you end up being validated, because not because that person is actually, speaking your kind of language. It's because you are in that frequency. So if they've got a negative, um, they're in a lower frequency and you're resonating, is it because you're in that same mindset, that same
Which is easy to do in the world that we live in right now.
absolutely, absolutely,
But is
absolutely.
that what's happening? The
Well,
only way
I
you're
think,
going to know is through self awareness.
yes, it's understanding that it's just information. So if then you say, okay, so why does this resonate with me when all this person is doing is bitching? Like, if we're resonating with you right now, ask yourself why. Seriously, isn't that what it's about? Because it's information, right? It becomes information. It helps you to make a better decision later.
Absolutely. What I think is really happening here is when people say that's not authentic, what they're really saying is, I don't like this or this doesn't match my beliefs.
Absolutely. In a freaking nutshell. Or, like you said earlier, even deeper, this makes me uncomfortable, or this challenges how I do things. I
Yeah.
believe that. I think that if I'm triggered, if I ask myself why, then maybe I can get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, but a lot of people, I'm not going to say all, because obviously that's not the case. But I have seen in many cases that people just don't want to look at themselves. So it's easier just to point the finger at somebody else.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we wouldn't have any podcast material.
Exactly. So instead of owning it, they just assign a moral label to it.
Yeah, yes. It becomes superiority, but disguised as intuition.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. So this is, I would say, especially intense in spiritual spaces. Okay.
Yeah, because like myself, we believe that we can feel truth,
You know,
but why is that?
listen, intuition is real, but let's be honest. A lot of what people call intuition is actually projection. Okay.
Exactly.
Yep.
I feel like when you say things like, I feel like they're fake, just means this doesn't resonate with me.
Exactly. Yep. And those are most definitely not the same thing.
No,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
Yeah, because one is truth and one is assumption.
We were just doing yesterday the tarot mysticism study in the Patreon. And
Mm.
one of the things that came up was about uh how many like different perceptions there are in order to find the truth. And I think that Summer had said that she had heard a saying that it takes like three different perspectives in order to find the truth. I think it's so much more than
Oh,
that
so do I.
because truth is so subjective,
Yes.
right?
Hmm.
Truth
Yeah.
is perception all the way around.
Yes, exactly. If you're looking at a cone, if you look at it one way, you see a triangle. You look at the bottom of it, you see a circle. Or what is it, the cube? There's many, many different examples that, depending on your angle or
Yup,
how you look at it, it's going to look totally different. So you do need other people looking at it in a different way to get the full picture.
exactly. One person's story or perspective
Hmm.
is one person's story or perspective. That's it. That does
Yeah.
not mean truth.
Yeah, which again becomes information.
Yeah, what you choose to do with that, right?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Unfortunately, real life does happen, and this doesn't just stay online either.
No, I know. It shows up in our everyday life. I mean,
You know,
constantly.
yeah, you hear things like, well, if you're really healed, you wouldn't feel that way.
Ugh, gaslight. if you were
Um,
if you were truly spiritual, you wouldn't get angry. Oh my goodness.
really?
Yeah, that's been flung at me a few times. Yeah. Hmm.
There is sometimes we have the right to be angry.
Yeah.
They're emotions just like anything else is.
If you're authentically angry, you might as well let yourself feel it. It's
Exactly.
projecting from any state of mind or feelings is simply that. You are
You know,
projecting from that. It's again, observance of yourself helps you to acknowledge that. And the next time you can say, do I want to respond that way? Or is this any different?
you know.
It's just again information.
Another one you might hear is if you were authentic, you wouldn't care what people think.
Oh my
Really?
goodness.
Are you human? Do you have emotions?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I
That's just gaslighting again.
it is, and I can say that for myself. I try not to put a lot of energy into what other people think, but when we're talking like everyday life, when it's your children, your significant other, how can you not?
Well, let me put it back into this perspective. How many times have you gotten on a video so many wonderful comments, so many people coming and supporting you, and then you get
Oh
that
yeah,
one comment
yeah,
that comes in and just totally tries telling you what a bad person that you are, that you haven't done good enough, or your morals or ethics are off, or whatever that they want to correct you on because they feel like it is their duty to correct you. How much is
duty.
it that yeah, duty. How much is it that you will focus on that, especially when you're brand new to it and you've not
You are
experienced it
absolutely right.
before?
You are absolutely right, because I mean that's honestly, that's why, I mean, the only people that are going to be offended by these types of podcasts, or when you're talking about, asshat behavior, are the people that refuse to be accountable for their own bullshit.
Yeah.
and we're not saying we don't do these things. We're just saying we know that we do these things. And
We try to correct it, but we
well,
see
yeah,
it. It's awareness, right?
yeah.
Rome wasn't built in a day. Shadow work doesn't wasn't done just last summer.
And
Okay.
it's an opportunity to actually take a look at yourself and understand. To me, that's what real progress is. It bothers me less than what it used to if somebody does that.
Yes. Yes.
Whereas before, you're right, I would be like, "Man, what? Who? How dare they? What?
How dare you?
Yeah." Be
Exactly.
like, "I'll show you, mofo."
Here's another one, Carla, that's a big one.
Mhm. If you loved me, you wouldn't set that boundary.
Mhm.
Still times where I have trouble setting my own boundaries. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, yeah, it's a good thing to
What
set.
is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Baby, not no more. No more. What
Yeah.
is love? You can love somebody and them not be in your everyday life. We've talked about this before.
Yep.
You can want well for them, but you don't want to keep putting your finger on the burner if they are going to look at you in a certain manner, or
Yeah.
you are the blame for every choice that they've made, or your opinion makes them feel bad about themselves. Why would you keep wanting to have a relationship with somebody like that?
Well, it's kind of hard.
Unless you don't feel safe in those conversations anymore.
That's
Okay.
true. That's a big red flag.
But then that's when you step away from that relationship because
Yeah.
it no longer feels like your voice is actually heard. It's
Yep.
just
Absolutely.
somebody else's perception of what you're saying rather than what you're actually saying. And where do you go from there? You know?
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
that's if somebody says, if you loved me, you wouldn't set that boundary with me, or if you were truly spiritual, you wouldn't get angry, or if you were really healed, you wouldn't feel that way. That's not authenticity. That's control. Okay.
Absolutely. Freaking mic drop. Absolutely. All right. Well, let's talk about the you can't be honest if you're gifted something thing.
This one really drives me insane. We've kind of already,
Yeah.
touched on this
Yep.
because the assumption is that you've been bought, right? you
Right.
know, Here's the thing. I have talked to people that were reviewers,
Mhm.
and including myself, be not just myself. I know lots of people that are reviewers. I've
Mhm.
actually
Mhm.
taught many people how to be a reviewer in my Patreon, okay?
Yes.
Who are fantastic reviewers, by the way. But one of the things that I taught them was you be in contact with your representative.
Uh-huh.
You don't let them send you anything. You tell them what you want and what you don't want.
Mhm.
That way, because this is something that I've learned from years and years of being on YouTube. Every year or every 6 months, this whole little rhetoric goes around again about how you're inauthentic. If you get a deck, you can't be a reviewer. You know what? Until you are in my shoes, just shut the hell up. Because you
Exactly.
don't know what it's like to be in my shoes. You don't know whether or not I'm being authentic because you're watching me on a screen or because you think I got a deck for free. No, I'm actually performing a service. I wanted that deck for my own collection. So why would I say, yeah, send me a deck that I really don't want? I'm going to give a good review for it.
Yep.
And then I'm just going to give it away. And here's another thing somebody had mentioned in that video that earlier that we were talking
Uh-huh.
about how you should not, if you were so authentic, that you should not then turn around and sell those PR decks, okay,
I
that
know.
you were sent for free. No, you were sent
Mhm.
a reward or
Mhm.
money or an item for a service that you did. Okay. If you turn around after 6 months when you're cleaning out your decks and you have to make a tough choice, like I did, because I had 600 decks then and I was running out of room,
Yep.
then I
And all
had to make. Now, granted, I sold them for like $5 and
I was going to say
$20 if
pay
they were out
shipping,
of print and shit like
pay
that.
for the
But
shipping.
still,
Yeah.
right. Cover my cost of my materials to get it sent out to you and shit like that. But it doesn't matter. It's not for me to say what somebody else does with something that they receive for a service. If
Yeah.
you work and you spend your money and then you turn around, like I said, and you don't need those tools anymore for
Mhm.
your business and you get new updated tools, is it my business to know what you're doing with the money that you made doing your job? It's not my business.
Yeah. Well, the part that bugs me about all that isn't really that people aren't allowed their opinions. I mean, you can say, I would never, but that's the whole thing.
Right.
You've never. That's the bottom
Exactly.
line. I mean, come on. If you've never done, you don't know what you're talking about. I want opinions from people like yourself who has been a reviewer. Like, I learned a lot, on how to do that. And I just decided that, for myself, I'm only going to do what I know I have time for. So it better be somebody that I absolutely adore,
Yes, and
besides
something
yourself.
special.
Yep, besides
Yes.
yourself and people that I've actually bought the decks. And obviously, if I spent my money on it, I'm doing a service for the viewers, that haven't bought the deck yet or don't have the deck. You know what I mean? I'm also doing them a service. So it's like, yeah, for anybody to even bitch about it just falls on deaf ears. I mean, I would honestly hope that it would anyone else too, because letting again somebody sway you that says they would never, the bottom line is again, they've never.
Exactly. So it comes down to you questioning somebody's authenticity based on something that you've never experienced yourself. That's kind
Yeah,
of
your own projections, really.
it's a major projection. It's
Yeah,
extremely judgmental.
and then the
It's
whole
extremely
content becomes gatekeepy, in my opinion.
all in the guise of it's because I love you guys so much. I got to tell you about this that I have no experience about. It's just what I see from the outside. But
Yeah, and
because
the
I love you,
commenters.
they're grifting you. You adults that know how to make up your own minds, they're
Yeah,
grifting you.
yeah, and
Shut
comments.
up.
Real talk, man.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'll show you real talk. Come to the Mystical Misfits,
Right.
because we'll admit we're hypocritical and we like to bitch.
This is such therapy for me. I kind of feel like Dexter. You know what I mean? Dexter killing the serial killers.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, because you root for him. You know what I'm saying? Oh, please, God, don't let Dexter get caught. But honestly, I mean, people are going to be influenced whether they're gifted something or not.
Yes. By experiences,
Yeah,
by preferences, by
their own perceptions, their
relationships.
own
Yeah.
frequency that they're vibrating at.
Their own jealousy, their own
Oh,
envy.
yeah, fuck yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Their own misconceptions that they think they understand what really happens behind the scenes and they have no damn clue about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
I
So
think,
being compensated does not automatically erase honesty. I can't say that everybody is honest about how they feel if they
yeah,
get attacked. There's no way for me to know that.
exactly. Why are we questioning each other's integrity? That really just burns my butt. Come
For
on.
views,
Yeah,
for
for views,
subscribers,
that's how it comes off to me. Let's just question everybody's integrity. Come on.
that's the real grift right there.
Yeah, it is. It is. Because why? You realize that it's
Unless you
still,
100% know, even if you are following your gut, unless you 100% know,
yeah.
then it's projection.
And again, the only truth you're going to 100% know is your own.
One-sided perception.
Yeah.
Or if one person tells you one story, that's
Hmm.
still one perception of what went down, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Authenticity is not something that you can observe fully from the outside. That's the core truth right there.
Yeah, it is because it's internal.
You know, it is alignment, it's self-honesty, and it's choice.
And you can't measure it through a screen.
Although many think they can. Instead of saying they're not authentic.
Say something, this is just my opinion. Well, that doesn't resonate with me.
Yep.
Yeah. No matter what, I hear people that don't like that word either, but you know what? I say up your butt with a coconut.
Is that what you say?
I do, yeah. Yeah, or make 7 up yours because what is resonating with me is that's a truth because I am the only one that is perceiving that. I'm the only one that's
Exactly.
gonna know if what I'm watching resonates with me. And as
Yes.
if I am observing myself, then I can see if what's resonating with me might be a pattern that I am repeating. But I'm the common denominator, you know?
Yes. I think another way to reframe, you know, they're not authentic is, well, that's not how I would do it. That
Thank
doesn't mean
you.
that they're not being authentic because how the would I know that?
Absolutely. To me, that's honest without trying to define someone else. That's where the gatekeeping comes in. That's well, I'm going to tell you how I feel, but I'm going to tell you how I feel about everyone else too.
Right. Like us.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But we are observing that in real time.
Honestly, here you go. The moment that you think that you can determine someone else's authenticity from the outside,
You've probably already stepped out of your own.
exactly.
Hmm.
Authenticity is not a performance. It's a relationship that a person has with themselves, and that is not yours or anyone else's or mine to judge.
Absolutely. So maybe next time you feel like calling someone fake,
Maybe just ask yourself why you need them to be fake. Okay.
mic drop. Yeah,
Does
absolutely.
it help your channel grow if you call other people fake?
Yeah,
Yeah.
again, it's
Does
just
it make
adding
you
to
feel
the
better about
narrative.
yourself if you can
Yep.
point fingers at other people?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And what do you really know? What do you know? I mean, that right
Yeah.
there, what information do you have? You only have information about yourself. I'm sorry. So if you're going to gatekeep what other people uh, do on their channels, then see it, recognize it for what it is.
Oh, I want to touch on another thing also from that same video. I'm sorry, it's just that person is really good at ruffling my feathers a little bit.
Yeah. Ask yourself why, sis. No, I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
I know, right?
Yeah, I
It's
know.
because I feel like this person is trying to call me out. That's my own ego, of course, because they're calling out many people, I'm sure. But
Mm-hmm.
one of the things that this person was talking about was if you're in a membership and you've been in this membership, let's say
Oh.
for 2 years, and I think I know who this person is talking about because I had also been in this same membership.
Mm-hmm.
At no point does it say that this is it's exclusive for right now. If you're in the membership, it gives you access to it. But at
Yep.
no point, how about all those people that didn't have the money to be in a membership for 2 years, let's say at $14.99 a month or whatever it was, $9.99. I don't care if it's $5.99. Maybe they didn't have a credit card that worked out. I don't know what the issue is, but
Mm-hmm.
maybe they couldn't. Maybe they couldn't access that platform, whatever it is.
Yeah.
This other person should not take all the work that they've done and compile it into a nice book that's maybe picked up by a publisher and put it out because that's the grift. Really? Is that a grift?
I just laughed
What
on
part
that
of
one too
what
because mm,
part of somebody making their own choices, whether or not they buy that item or not, or whether or not they're in a membership, what difference does that, how is that person a grift? Just don't spend your money if you've already done it. But why do you feel that you need to be elite and only have access to that information?
yep,
Come on. Check
absolutely.
yourself.
Yeah,
Ask your own whys.
check yourself. Yeah. Who's the common denominator? You are the one that would not do that. And that's okay. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? You would not do that. That is absolutely okay. But it's okay that someone else is. you
That
know?
also falls into tall poppy syndrome.
Oh, yeah.
Let's keep everyone at the playing field that I would. Let everyone play by my rules, more or less.
That's it. Leveling the playing ground because
Jealousy,
you
because this
wouldn't do
person
that.
worked hard in their memberships and then wrote a book
Mhm.
based on their work.
Yep.
Stop
Yep.
being jealous, okay? Let them shine.
Yep.
They deserve
Yeah,
that. That was
they
their work.
do. My gosh, we don't but that's why I laughed because I'm like, it just makes no sense to even bitch about it.
And we go back to
Oh,
again, who were the majority of people that are commenting underneath videos like that are people that are lurkers. They're hate watchers. They're people that are not actually making videos. They just want to hate on people that are making videos. That should tell you something.
it does because if you look at the comment section in videos, and this was my own perception, but it's one thing that I've noticed in the people that I follow, the ones that are out making videos where they're, like making fun of people, they will get a lot of views. But then,
Oh, yes.
their next video, it isn't so much that. They're kind of like, trying to rein it in, trying to be, whatever, fit into the community. Those don't get the same amount of comments, they don't get the same amount of views. And so
Exactly.
again, a couple months later, they come out with an edgy one, and all of a sudden, all the views are up, the comments are up. I mean, to me, the proof is in the fucking pudding,
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean,
If
if
you
that's what
want
you
to
want,
tap into that, you go for that. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
see it for what it is.
yeah,
People.
and
People that are
expect the
feeling bullied by
misfits.
that, people that are feeling bullied by that, see it for what it truly is,
Yeah,
please.
expect real talk from people that, you know, see through your bullshit.
Uh-huh. Exactly.
Yeah. We're here to enlighten.
No, we're not. We're just here to bitch.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Exactly.
Because we're crotchety,
Yep.
middle-aged, menopausal women.
Yep. Who have a different perspective. We don't I have no desire to tear down anybody for just practicing. I don't. I don't. But
No.
I don't like seeing people that are bitching about other people all the freaking time. So I'm going to bitch about the people that are bitching about the other people
All the time.
all the
Exactly.
time, for views. Hey, maybe we'll get some views by that. I doubt it. We got 38
I don't
subscribers.
even care about the views. I just hope that it helps those people that are feeling ganged up on and that are feeling bullied by other people's opinions,
That's the
because there are
worst.
people. It creates imposter syndrome. It
Yes.
creates a whole, my deck.
Yeah.
You guys know this. I
Yeah.
had several people contact me privately
Mhm.
who are on YouTube that
Yeah.
have, channels, content creators on
Mhm.
YouTube telling me they don't normally go for AI and they see all the work and all the stuff that's in mine and that they don't see it like they see other AI stuff and that they're interested in it. But
Yeah. Yeah,
why do
because
you
they're
have to
so afraid.
contact me privately? It's because they're afraid of bullies.
Yes, afraid of being bullied. That's the part that's disheartening because people watch their P's and Q's because they're so afraid somebody's going to say something like, "Uh-oh, she said to people that got a wish list." And
In a spiritual community.
yeah, people
Yeah.
defending themselves on why they have a wish list. Who cares? No, my wish list is staying on there. My daughter asked me to put it on there and I did. So, yeah.
I don't understand why somebody would have a problem with somebody being sent something that they realize that somebody wants, especially when you're talking about people that
Yeah.
have large collections. Okay. Other people, they put out wish lists because if it's something that they do want, but
Mhm.
they don't want to get something that they've repeated, right? So
Yep.
they make wish lists in order to help somebody. But I can't tell you how many times over the years I've had people reach out to me privately and tell me, you're the reason I did this, or you're the reason that I did this, and thank you so much. And you
Yes.
don't know how much you have empowered me. You don't know how much that means the world to me.
Decide what you want, decide what you want to do and just do it and don't put any stock in the naysayers, or put any stock in somebody that is trying to induce guilt and shame in what you do with your. I mean, most of the time people just don't think about, ooh, I better watch my P's and Q's because I'm going to get bullied. No, what happens is we do what makes us happy, and then somebody has to go and make fun of it, and then we start questioning ourselves, and that's sad.
Exactly.
Don't let someone else diminish your voice. Don't take your freaking wish list off because somebody's got their panties up their, twist.
Because somebody is jealous, okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or
Seriously.
envious because
Yeah.
they feel maybe
Yeah.
they were told you don't ever ask for anything. And that's a huge thing. You don't ever make money off of your spirituality. You don't ever make. Okay. All
Have
right.
you ever been to Goodwill? you know, people people have use for the things you don't want. Not everything that you have, if you consider it, you don't want it no more. Someone else is going to look at that and go, "Oh my gosh, I have wanted that."
What a
So let's
treasure. This is such a
Yeah,
treasure for
exactly.
me.
So let's just negate what is trash and what's not. And yeah, let's gatekeep that shit because, you know, your opinion is the only one that matters. No. So even
Yes.
ours, if you want, if you want to go ahead and go through my shit and make fun of me, have at it. But I'm not one to stay silent.
Exactly. You think you can bully me? Ah, I
Yeah,
was raised better than
I will
that, honey.
stand
So
up
keep
for the
trying.
people. More than likely, I will stand up for the people that you're bullying. I mean,
And the
seriously.
more voices that start standing up, the
Mhm.
more voices are going to stop taking that kind of
Yeah.
shit.
Because so
Okay.
what if you come out with a really good video and you don't get as many views? Who cares?
Exactly.
Because if you're expressing yourself and you don't get the views from expressing that, the people that are there again are the ones that are resonating with you.
And who is making huge money off of the tarot community?
I don't know. I really don't know anyone really that
Other than
because
maybe selling courses that are extremely expensive that
right,
you probably don't need.
right.
But that's not for me to say. And what is expensive? What is involved?
Yep.
Just don't just automatically think that you understand everything. It's just ridiculous.
Yes, it is. I think I need my estrogen.
I think we're done bitching for today,
Yeah, I
aren't we,
think so.
Sissy?
Well, thank you so much for if you made it through and was able to stomach all the bitching. I appreciate it. I really, really do.
Yeah.
And who knows what you're going to find on the Mystical Misfits.
Oh, we've got lots of other topics coming. And
Yeah.
shortly, hopefully. So
Yeah. But you know what? It's not always going to be about bitching. Sometimes we can talk about aliens or anything, drop,
yes.
don't be afraid if you want to hear us dig into something that you've been thinking about, because when we originally started this, it was to really, dig into those mystical, cool topics,
I want to talk about David Wilcock.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of different views on that. That's a good
Because let
idea.
me tell you, I have some feelings about that. Let me
I
tell
do
you.
too. I do too.
And I'm seeing a whole lot of videos of other people that are coming up that are saying exactly the same thing that I was feeling.
I know. I stopped
So
watching him, but it doesn't mean that I didn't care.
he was a person.
Exactly. Yep. Yep.
And I
Yep.
watched him
Because
every once in a great while, but
I
yeah,
think it goes along with the whole mental health thing.
I don't know.
I think he might have been struggling, but
Well,
either
let's save
way,
that for another episode.
yes. Yes, I would love to. All right. Thanks again for being here,
Thanks,
and
guys.
we'll see you in the next one.
Ciao for now.